It is hard to be a Chelsea fan right now. If you didn't know, Man City just beat Chelsea 1-0 in their Premier League fixture. Boy, is it hard to watch this team. So many things to say right now. This is my match reaction to the Chelsea City fixture. We try to do this for the big games. So if you like those, please subscribe, turn notifications on, like the video, and do all those things. I'm just gonna get right into it. I got a lot of things. I got a lot of things to say as a Chelsea fan. Who are we? That's all. That's all. Really, like that's the main question I want to say. Who are we as a team? And we don't know. There's no answer to that. There literally is no answer to that. We don't have an identity right now. Um, it hurts to say. There's no play style. There's no true leader on this team. Besides maybe Thiago Silva. There's no. None of the players that are out there today, in my opinion, have a set play, their place set in the team and starting 11 besides Thiago Silva. Um, yeah, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. We go down the first half. I'll start with the first half. First half, we were the better team. We a lot of people say we'll say we're the better team. Tim Howard said it in the halftime show. We were the better team. City, but that was not because of Chelsea's fruitions. That was because of City's shortcomings and lackluster play. So it's so hard to watch because I don't like being the better team because the other team was worse. I like being the better team because we were better. Does that make sense? City come out of the gates at halftime with a more traditional standard game plan because Pep maybe overmanaged the beginning and just went to a back four, took out Jacques Cancelo, took out Kyle Walker, brought in some youngsters, um, and they started the second half on the front foot. We came out at 50% power, and they took advantage of that, and they inevitably scored. Onto the goal now. The goal, don't get me wrong, good ball, but I think it was Jack Grealish that sent it across the 6-yard box, um, right to the player's feet. But there's so many things wrong with that goal. First off, my first issue with it, Kepa. What is Kepa doing there? Kepa doesn't even try to get the ball. He comes out a little bit and decides to just let it go. The question is why? If he doesn't, could very easily get that ball if he really wanted to, and he didn't really want to. That was the issue. Cucurella, who by the way, he had a terrible game. Cucurella was so bad today, in my opinion. He is such a bad fullback and makes me miss Ben Chilwell so much. But Cucurella was terrible. In that goal, he couldn't defend the player running, couldn't get to the ball. He was beat, and they were able to score off it. Cucurella is so bad. He has his moments going forward. I think he's absolutely phenomenal going forward. Defensively, he's so bad, and which is I think the fact that we're starting Cucurella and starting Asby, as the right back and Cucurella's left back, really highlights the kind of backups we need here. That was disappointing. Asby, I love Azpilicueta, one of my all-time favorite Chelsea players ever, but he is not the player he once was, and he is not equipped to be Reece James' backup and provide the same thing that we expect from Reece James. Having Chilwell and Reece James out hurts so much because they are two key members of our team, two key members of our defense and offense. They provide on both sides of the pitch, but not having them today really showed what Chelsea's shortcomings are and what we need to focus on. Another topic is within the first 20 minutes, two of our wingers go down in injury. Sterling has he pulls up on his hamstring. Not even 3 minutes in, he gets subbed out for Aubameyang, who I'll get back to in a little bit. Pulisic gets taken out after a great tackle by John Stones to prevent a goal. He comes out, and I feel so bad for Pulisic because whenever he starts to get like a good run of games, which historically he is not consistent with at Chelsea, he gets hurt, and I hope it's not serious. I hope he can come back fine, maybe within the next week. But he gets hurt, and we lose him. We lose two of our key wingers, which definitely sucks. I mean, it definitely hurts to lose both of them, who are key members of the team. Aubameyang next. I mean, Aubameyang comes on, gets subbed out in the 67th, 68th minute, I think. And I love Aubameyang as a player. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player in his moment, right? But he has yet to hit the ground running at Chelsea. He's not the Arsenal striker that we want him to be. Wasn't really that at Barcelona as much, but even less now. He's not that at Chelsea, and there's something wrong with Chelsea. Why is it that these clinical and good strikers come, and every time they come, they become a shell of their former selves, and we don't get the best out of them every single time. It sucks. It's terrible. After Bombing gets subbed off, we bring in a bunch of youngsters, which I think is great. By the way, we brought in Lewis Hall. We brought Chukwuemeka was already in for Pulisic. Connor Gallagher comes in. Omar Hutchinson comes in, which I think is great. And they definitely made Chelsea look better. We had more opportunities, despite them not being necessarily great ones. They looked better after when they came in, which is great for Chelsea. Great for the future, at least, because if these players can come in and do something like this, it's really promising. It really helps our selection issues with players that are getting hurt, players leaving, things like that. So that is huge for sure. I think this January transfer window for Chelsea at least has to be huge because you have to really focus. They have to really pinpoint what's wrong with this team and what needs replacement. I don't think Enzo Fernandez. That by the way, that deal looks like it's going to fall through. It's not going to happen. But having focused most of your powers on Enzo Fernandez is wrong. You don't midfield is not something we need per se. We do need backup for sure, but with what we have, I think is fine right now. When it needs to focus on better fullback replacements, in my opinion. Not necessarily center backs. We need an out and out striker. That's what it is. Is we need an out and out striker. We can't keep having Kai Havertz play at the top in a number 9 position because that's not his position. The amount of times that we carry the ball forward, he's sitting at the edge of the box, and we pass it into him, and he's backed by 4 defenders, and nothing happens, and he just passes it back and we reset. It's annoying. It's terrible. We need that guy who can turn and shoot like Holland. We need the guy who can set up plays on a winger running down the side for a cross afterwards. Nothing happens. We just give it to Kai Havertz in the middle, and he doesn't know what to do. He can't turn, so he just passes it back, and then the defense gets set up, and we're left stranded again. Back to my earlier topic, we don't have a set identity, which I don't necessarily want to give too much stick to Graham Potter for because he just came in, right? He's still implementing his system. He's still implementing what he thinks is going to work for the players at hand. And maybe we don't see that until after the January transfer window. But we don't have a set identity at all. There's no passes look square. Passes look, there's no creativity going forward. It's depressing. It's sad football. Like and it's hard to watch as a Chelsea fan, as any football fan. I mean, today was not a good game. Let's be honest. Despite a close ending, today was not a good game from either side, really. But Chelsea more so. And it's so disappointing to see this team. And it's so. I was talking to Diego about it earlier, who's one of my fellow co-hosts. If you haven't watched the channel before, Chelsea are so inconsistent. It's terrible, and it's how can we go from title contenders 1 year to finishing 10th the next year? I couldn't tell you how. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we won the league, finished in 10th the year after the one league again. Like we're so inconsistent, and we need players to come in. And I like what Todd Bowley and Graham Potter are doing in the way that they're bringing in young players to set up this future. But it's so hard to do that alongside this aging squad. You need if you want to stay at the top, you need to bring in top quality at a decent age, at a younger but decent age to help this team go forward. They're playing it like how I play Football Manager. I just bring in wonder kids and hope they do good, but you can't do that realistically in real football, and that's exactly what they're doing. And he's trying to splash his cash on young players, but we need players that can come in right now and make a difference. Chelsea plays Man City again on Sunday in the FA Cup. That should be an interesting game. We have 3 days to turn it around and go at it differently, but City also have 3 days to change their tactics and go at Chelsea a little bit differently, meaning it's going to be even harder for us. We also play Fulham next week, I believe Thursday in the Premier League. That's our next Premier League game. And I'm not looking forward to that either. Fulham are a team that's in form right now. They're sitting in 7th place in the table last time I checked. And we're going to Craven Cottage, which is their home stadium. And I'm not excited for it. I don't think that's a game we should be beating Fulham day in and day out. And the fact that I'm not confident enough to do that is abhorrent as a Chelsea fan. In the end, January transfer window is going to be absolutely key for this team, needs to be key, and they need to treat it as something that's key. Graham Potter needs to implement his tactics and system. The players need to get behind it. Chelsea's got to fix what they're doing. What they're doing right now is not working by any means. And I pray that Todd Bowley doesn't sack Graham Potter because he doesn't deserve that. There are rumors of it the past couple of days. He does not deserve that, and I wouldn't be surprised if more rumors after this. But give him time. Give the Chelsea team time. If this is a season where we don't get European football, so be it. Next year we we bring in better players. We bring in players that want to prove themselves in the Premier League, and we focus on Premier League next year. Focus on domestic cups, things like that. All in all, disappointed. Hope I might have match reaction out Sunday for the FA Cup draw. We'll have more match reactions as more matches being played, big matches and things like that. So if you're interested in those, please subscribe. Like the video if you didn't like it. If you agree with me, please like the video. If you have anything else to say, if you're a Chelsea fan or not, if you have things to say about Chelsea too, leave it in the comments below. This is going to be a discussion for a minute now, I think, on Twitter and things like that. So we want to hear what you guys are saying for sure. Hopefully we will have a video. We just released a video today. We'll have a video about West Ham coming out tomorrow. So if you're interested in those, please subscribe so you can see those pop up on your feed when they do come out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys tomorrow in that video. Peace, guys.